Max Verstappen retirement. Red Bull driver reveals what would force him to quit F1. Red Bull driver Verstappen is just 21 but is already preparing for his 5th season in Formula 1. He has 5 wins to his name as well as 22 podium finishes, with last season's 4th place finish his best season to date. It was a year full of controversy though, with Verstappen and then teammate Daniel Ricciardo slammed following a collision in Azerbaijan. Threatened he might headbutt someone after that incident, though it was one of just 3 retirements in 2018. The Dutchman is constantly on edge during race weekends and now admits he would retire if he lost that attitude. "As soon as I stop doing that, it's better to stay at home," he said. "I have always thought like that. Things happen for a reason and you learn from every single moment. The bad ones and also the good ones. When you win a race, you always think what can be done better. If you want to win races, you have to be as competitive as Mercedes and Ferrari. We will try to close that gap because I still believe that we are not on the same level in terms of horsepower, but we are definitely closing the gap." "What's driving me is that I want to win every single race. Of course, when you start winning a lot of races in a season, you are automatically fighting for a title, so that is of course the goal, and rather sooner than later. Hopefully this season will be very consistent, without too many issues, and we'll have a good season." Verstappen will be partnered by Pierre Gasly this season, with Ricciardo having joined Renault. And despite some reported bust-ups between the pair, Verstappen insists he has a good friendship with Australian Ricciardo. "There was always, for what I think, a lot of respect," he added. "Of course we had our 2 little moments, but I think in general we always raced very hard. We were very honest, very open, and as a team it was great. We were just pushing each other forward, and by that you are also pushing the team forward. But that's how life is, things they change, and I think it's quite normal in your career to have different teammates, so the time is there to have a different teammate again, and we'll see how it's going to work out." Next news, F1 news. Daniel Ricciardo makes Ferrari and Mercedes admission after summer snub. Ricciardo swapped Red Bull for Renault over the winter in a move which caught most motorsport fans off guard. The Australian was in talks with both Ferrari and Mercedes about joining their teams, but was left frustrated by not being given an opportunity. Renault finished best of the rest last year, and Ricciardo is hoping to push the front 3 even closer this time around. Formula 1 teams started their testing in Barcelona last week, in which the prancing horse came out on top, but Ricciardo wants to find out what tricks his rivals have up their sleeves. "I am very curious to know what Ferrari and Mercedes and those guys are doing," Ricciardo said. "If I had to put money on it, Ferrari have been the most consistent all test. But even after next week we are not going to know until Melbourne." Ricciardo's own testing week was hampered by a DNS failure on Tuesday. But he was able to finish the sessions strongly and learn lots about his new car. "It is hard to ask too much in terms of testing, as it never runs perfect, or I have never been in a perfect car in preseason," he added. "The first couple of days were slow, just getting laps in. On Wednesday I got more in. I didn't get in as much on Thursday, but it was more the runs we were doing, shorter with more setup changes, so that took more time. It was quite useful for me, just going through setups. I'm feeling that they actually did something to the car, that was quite positive. When a car is numb and does not respond to changes, that normally is not a good sign. So after these 4 days it feels pretty positive." Next news, Max Verstappen. Helmut Marko reveals the concern Red Bull had going into new F1 season. Red Bull decided to ditch their Renault engines in favor of Honda power units for the 2019 season. The deal ended their 12-year partnership with Renault, which produced 4 World Championship doubles between 2010 and 2013. Team principal Christian Horner said that the switch was being made in hope that it would help them win titles again. There had been suggestions of concern over the reliability of the new engines being supplied for Pierre Gasly. But those fears have now been squashed after Helmut Marko revealed that he was pleased with the results of pre-season testing and, "We have had a very good time and the engine is reliable." "I would say we have never had such a good preparation for this season with both teams," said Marko. "It is a new period. We don't look back, we look forward. It is a very good relationship." The concern of course was about reliability, but so far that is not a problem at all. It is a new culture as well, but it fits well without people. This will be Verstappen's 3rd full season behind the wheel, and ambitions of winning the championship are heavily reliant on the new engines. Honda's F1 technical director Toya Watanabe's recent comments will also ease Red Bull fears. "I think we are in neutral," the chief answered when asked about the correlation between performance and package of the new engines. The power unit, performance or total package performance we discussed very much with both teams. We compromised, to work out, which is better. If you have more power, more performance one way, but the chassis side is deficit, what is the best compromise? So then we decide the best package performance. Verstappen's scrappy start cost him last season, but a change of style after a crash in Monaco saw him record 10 podium finishes from 15 races. If Honda are able to get the engines right, there is no doubt that the Dutchman has the prowess to push Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel all the way. Next news: Raikkonen salutes easy transition to smooth running Alfa Romeo. Any doubts Kimi Raikkonen may have had about Alfa Romeo racing were quickly dispelled by his smooth and easy transition to the Swiss outfit. For many, Charles Leclerc's promotion to Ferrari for 2019, when it was announced last September, implied a natural end to the Finnish veteran's career in F1. But the 39-year-old's motivation was still intact. When he conveyed that feeling to Sauber boss Pete Zender on the off chance the Swiss outfit might be interested in his services, a 2-year deal was quickly struck between the two parties, much to the Hinwell team's delight. It was a homecoming of sorts for Raikkonen, who started his career with Sauber in 2001, but one that also entailed a big change of environment given the contrasts that exist on every level between Ferrari and its midfield-affiliated team. "It's a different team, but I don't think it's better or worse," said Raikkonen. "We've been working for a while now and everything felt smooth, on the first day. It's a very normal way of working. When I'm driving I don't feel any different. There's always doubt, changing teams. It could be difficult to go and start getting things how you like, but so far it's been very easy transition. It's a great group of people. It's not as big as my previous team, but they are good people and everything is running nicely." So far, Alfa Romeo Racing's performance in pre-season testing appears to place the team in the thick of the midfield battle, but Raikkonen is keeping his head, although he has no doubts about his outfit's potential. "As long as we do the maximum we can all do, then I have no doubt the result will come," he said. What the end result will be is impossible to say. To see how they've been working on the car, and what they've produced over the winter, it seems to match well what we expected. Where that takes us, no idea. Nobody knows even, after testing, where everybody is. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.